Me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy. Reading The Language of Letting Go by Beattie. Doing a catch up here, so we're going to do 2 in a row. So I'm doing yesterday's, which I missed, which is Time to Get Angry. July 18th. Oh, my vision, man. Time to Get Angry, July 18th. So I remember just recently, and I say recently because I'm, going to be 46 this year. So it was just like a year and a half ago, I think. I bought a punching bag, and I used it specifically the very first time for feeling real anger for the first time. I had the ability to feel actual pure anger. I gave myself the permission to feel angry. And I took that anger out on the punching bag. And after just a couple of minutes of just like a bunch of FUs to like just the things that were in my head, I was like, woo! And I felt exhilarated just getting that energy out. So anger, we don't want to hold resentments in our life. We don't want to hold, we don't want to keep, being angry at someone from yesterday or 5 days ago or 5 years ago. And then replaying that moment in our head and then refeeling the feeling of something before, that's resentment. That's when you're holding a resentment. But anger in the moment, we are allowed to express anger. It is a healthy emotion. It's actually a protection emotion too, a survival mechanism that we developed so that we can steer clear from danger. So it's not that, so anger, so we're allowed to feel angry. We just have to be very careful about where we direct that anger. So that's why I got this punching bag, because I just had to express the anger. So it's time to get angry. This reading says, time to get angry, July 18th. It's about time you got angry. Yes, that angry. Anger can be such a potent, frightening emotion. Maybe that was why I was scared to feel angry. Instead of feeling angry, I told myself I was feeling upset or sad or confused. I talked about confusion in a recent video. I would feel that instead of anger. I would tell myself that's what I was feeling instead of anger. I never allowed myself to just be angry. So yes, that angry. So it's about time you got angry. Yes, that angry. Anger can be such a potent, frightening emotion. It can also be a feeling that guides us to important decisions. Like I said, it's a good thing. So it can guide us to important decisions. Sometimes decisions that are difficult to make, and maybe that's why I wouldn't express my anger, because it caused me to make a difficult decision. So sometimes decisions, it guides us to sometimes decisions that are difficult to make, and can signal other people's problems, our problems, or simple problems we need to address. I'm dealing with something right now where I'm resisting just being angry, and I felt that this morning a little bit. It's this no, and I'm gonna start saying no, that's not okay, and I'm gonna I'm taking care of business through this situation that's being presented to me, and I'm just doing the next right action, but I'm allowing myself to feel secure, but also I guess a little bit angry that this is happening, but it's allowing me to stand up for myself is what I'm saying. So, so for a variety or simply problems we need to address. We deny our we deny our anger for a variety of reasons. We don't give ourselves permission, like I said, to allow it to come into our awareness at first. Understand that it does not go away. This is the thing with all emotions. This is all about recovery. When anything we've used in the past to push down our emotions, overeating, slothing, gambling, smoking, drinking, drugging, anything you've used to push down your emotions, those emotions are still there. Emotions are meant to be expressed. It's meant to flow through us. So if you don't express that anger, it is going to come out in a weird way. And with me, I know what it came out in. When I don't express the anger, I go to self-attack. So my mind, because it doesn't know how to process the anger, because I wasn't doing it healthfully up until recently, I would not know what to do with that emotion, so I'd start beating on myself. It was easy for me to beat on myself and blame myself for whatever was happening. So no more of that. So we had got to give ourselves permission to allow it to come at first and understand that it does not go away. It sits in layers under the surface. Like I said, we push it down. All these things go in layers, and we got to like we relieve one layer at a time. One layer at a time. So, it's like a melting of an iceberg. There's these layers, and it gets deep and wide the more layers you uncover, and it's good because you get freedom from it. You get freedom as you uncover these layers. So it sits in layers under the surface, waiting for us to become ready, safe, and strong enough to deal with it. And that's why sometimes it takes a while to get to the depths of it, because you got to have enough recovery behind you that you can be strong and feel safe in yourself and in your world, in your support system, to be able to feel it and deal with it so you can heal it, like I always say. So what we may do instead of facing our anger and what it is telling us about self-care is feel hurt, victimized, and trapped. That's what I felt, victimized. I was always feeling like a victim. No more. Lisa stands on her own 2 feet these days. And so can you, when we allow ourselves to be ourselves and feel our feelings. So if we don't face the anger, we can feel hurt, victimized, and trapped. Trapped is an awful feeling. I feel trapped often. I have this sense of feeling trapped even when I'm not trapped a lot. So maybe this is good for me to recognize when I feel trapped, there's something I need to express. So it can leave us feeling trapped, guilty, and uncertain about how to take care of ourselves. Yep, uncertainty. It leaves you with uncertainty. We may withdraw, deny, make excuses, and hide our heads in the sand for a while. Yep, I did that too. They can call it isolation, where you just like sink into your own little like space of like pity party, or just slothing. Slothing is one of those things, and you just like want to hide under the covers and like gap out to TV all weekend or whatever. I've had those moments. Because I'm hiding. But then we spread our heads again because we're in recovery and we keep on coming up. So we may punish and get even, whine and wonder. And this is if we instead of facing our anger, this is what we do. Instead of facing our anger, we may punish, get even, whine, and wonder. We may repeatedly forgive the other person for behaviors that hurt us. We may be afraid that someone will go away if we deal with our anger towards him and her. I dealt with a friend recently, and I had some anger going on. It was building into a resentment, so I had to deal with it. And it was so neat to go through that experience, because I said some stuff that I thought was going to be really hard for her to hear, and I was really scared. And it was such a beautiful moment, because she was like, yeah, I hear you. And I did feel bad about that. And we had this beautiful conversation about a really tough conversation about some tough feelings regarding each other. And I learned in that moment, when you have good people in your life, you're able to be fully yourself and express everything, and everyone is going to always support you and guide you through those moments, because we love each other. So we may be afraid that someone will go away if we deal with our anger towards him or her. We may be afraid we will need to go away. We will need to go away if we deal with our anger. We may simply be afraid of our anger and the potency of it. Maybe that was me too. I was afraid of like what's going to happen if I open this tap, will I ever be able to shut it off? I used to think that. I remember thinking that about some deep emotions I had to deal with from my real deep childhood traumas. I was scared in therapy to I said, I don't know if I turn that tap on, I don't know if I'll be able to turn it off. It turned off. So the same with the anger. Don't be scared to turn that tap on. You can turn it off. Because you let it go. Because you finally let it go. So we may be afraid of our anger and the potency of it. We may not know we have a right, even a responsibility to ourselves it says that right after that, to ourselves, to allow ourselves to feel and learn from our anger. Remember, I don't read these before I read them with you. Okay, so one last time with that last sentence. We may not know we have a right, even a responsibility to ourselves, to allow ourselves to feel and learn from our anger. Okay, here's your prayer for today. God, help my hidden or repressed angry feelings to surface. Woo, get ready. Ask and you shall receive. God, help my hidden or repressed anger feelings to surface. Help me have the courage to face them. Help me understand how I need to take care of myself with the people I feel angry towards. Help me stop telling myself something is wrong with me when people victimize me and I feel angry about the victimization. Don't tell yourself something's wrong with you. You're just feeling anger. I can trust my feelings to signal problems that need my attention. It's just something that's asking for your attention. If you're feeling anxious or something inside of you is needing attention. A part of you is needing attention. We need to show up for that part. We need to have compassion, love, attention for that part. And so we show up for ourselves. That's it. I won't read it. That was a long prayer. I won't read it again. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching.